Hello guys, welcome back for the July JRPG News Roundup. We start with the Falcom news as always, and a thank you to Hansuke once again for his hard work. Kicking off with merchandise, and there's a few things from Japanese retailers here. You'll probably still need to use a proxy if you want to get involved. Issei got a little love. There are some thermal mugs via the retailer Rimpa, and EEO are also selling acrylic stands of Issei characters due to ship in August. A character from Kuro now, so skip over if you want. Rimpa are also selling a 20-inch tall acrylic stand of Shizuna for 15,000 yen. Eb10 also got in on the action. They're selling tapestries, card sleeves and mouse mats via their store, but be warned about spoilers all the way up to Kuro no Kiseki. Now our next port of call isn't relating to merchandise, it is in fact a fan project in light of the 35th anniversary of Ys. A musician group called Resonant Union composed a 14-track tribute album covering most of the Ys series, and it's pretty damn good. I always love seeing the passion of fans put to good use with moments like this, and they definitely chose a banger of a series to do it on. I've linked the full album in the description, and there's also a link to download it if you want. Last up for the Falcom merchandise are the figures, and there's a lot that was shown this month. Initially, the Good Smile Company Modoroid for Valamar now has its pre-order window open on various sites. The nearly 17cm tall figure will be shipping out come January of 2023. I personally have pre-ordered this already from Army, but you can likely easily find it from other retailers, including the GSC website itself. As part of Wonderfest 2022, the QuestQ prototypes of Altina and Elisa were also shown to us on the 24th. Altina was in fact shown in the past, but this is the first time we've seen the Elisa prototype. No release date or pre-order window have been given as of yet. There will be some more QuestQ figures coming up in the general JRPG news too. And that wasn't all for the prototypes. The Risha and Crow models by Kotobukiya were also shown to us on the 18th. Like QuestQ though, no pre-order window has been announced as of yet. But that was not all from Kotobukiya, as they announced the development of a brand new model too, making this the 5th one that they've manufactured. And that character is my personal favourite in the series in Ren, so I can't wait to see that prototype when it hits the net. Now to the games. Akatsuki no Kiseki, the browser title from 2016, released some new images as part of an event for the Korean version. Nothing much more to say here, but there was some cool original artwork, so I thought I'd share it. Since we are mentioning licensed Falcom Games, it's worth noting that E6 Online, that has recently been confirmed as coming west, now has a closed beta beginning in August, and they are currently accepting testers. One thing I did forget to mention as well last month is that there is another Ys mobile title releasing in 2022. It was originally announced way back in 2019 and was at first going to come worldwide, but there has been no further news on that aspect. Either way, E8 Online seems to be releasing this year for China at the very least. It's described as an abridged version of the original game, with some additions like new characters. The Geofront are also working on some more fan translations, naming it Falcom Classics, focusing on games that released before Dragon Slayer. Releasing it in volumes, number 1 focused on a sports title called Computer the Golf, released way back in 1983. I dare say a lot of people won't be interested, but any work that the Geofront is doing deserves the attention considering what they did for Trails. In terms of Falcom developed games, the upcoming release of Trails from Zero not only got a new gameplay trailer, but the limited edition on the EU side for the Switch is now below 25% remaining stock, so if you want it, you better hurry. Finally, the excellent Zero Field team, who provided the translation overlay for Kuro no Kiseki, have now stated that they have done the same for the upcoming PC version due to release on July the 28th. This means that players come that date will have a choice of 3 platforms to play on if we include the PS5 version that releases on the same day. Our last section for Falcom will all relate to Crimson Sin, so if you want to avoid any news on the latest Trails game, then skip forward to this timestamp. There were quite a few live streams that occurred, the first of which was near the start of the month, which showed off 5 minutes of gameplay and revealed information on the so-called March and Garson system, which seems to be a replica of the true Reverie corridor from Trails into Reverie, or at least it seems to function like that, providing missions and better rewards the further you go in. The gameplay footage in particular though showed that Ren is playable in this game. She got an updated S-Craft along with Cutting, which showed off how she fits in with this newer combat style. There's also been lore recaps released by Falcom periodically in preparation of Crimson Sin's release, all presented by Renee Kincaid. Naturally it has spoilers, but it covered events relating to the DG cult and the Grolsritter, to name a couple, suggesting that these may be playing a large role in the sequel. And on the 21st of July there was another Dengeki livestream where we got a look at Van's new S-Craft, plus getting a brief glimpse of the Dengeki edition bonuses like the Grendel figure and Shizuna's katana replica. The film poster competition mentioned last month has also concluded with the 3 winners chosen back in mid-July, so expect to see these in the game upon its release. Near the end of the month, Crimson Sin finally had its official box art revealed. Now we move to the general JRPG news, and we're starting with merchandise across various series. Firstly, Tales of has some merch pretty much all related to the latest entry in Tales of Arise. It was the first year anniversary of the game this month, so there were some commemorative goodies like t-shirts and books put up for sale on the Asobi store. Secondly, some more figures. The Alphin 1/8 scale figure by Kotobukiya is now complete, and QuestQ, relating once again to the Wonderfest announcement, stated that they are also working on a 1/7 scale figure of Shion. QuestQ also revealed a surprise announcement for Vanillaware's 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, stating that a figure of Megumi Yakuchiji is on the way, though it appears to be in the very early stages of development at present. Atelier now, once again referring to figures initially, of which there are 5, and 4 of them are Riser. Are you surprised? So first of all, there's a 1/6 scale figure based on her appearance in the first game, which will release in December 2023, so yeah, quite a way off. Sculpted by Amakumi and Nyaba, it comes to just over 30,000 yen. Then, as part of Wonderfest, we got the other 4. Riser is getting a recolor of the Spiritel figure released very recently, one from Army based once again on the first Atelier Riser to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the series, and finally a QuestQ figure is on its way based on her design in the sequel. However, the final figure, also on the way from QuestQ, is based off Atelier's Sophie, though this appears to be in the early stages, and I'm not sure if this will be based on the first or second game. Lastly, for Atelier, Udon Entertainment announced that they will be releasing the official visual collections of Riser 1 and 2 to the West for spring 2023. Just like the Sophie 2 book, I imagine it will be more of the same with concept art, seasonal spreads, and maybe some interviews from the developers here and there. No pre-order windows have gone up for these as of yet. Fire Emblem now, which also got in on the action with pop-up parade figures of Dimitri and Felix. These are up for pre-order on both the US and worldwide shop and are due to release in December 2022 for the global store and February 2023 for the US. Xenoblade now, when it relates to the limited edition for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Oh boy. So, we all know what happened last month. It was a logistical nightmare on the US side, and EU were still waiting for their pre-order window, which was delayed. We have it now. The contents of the collector's edition will be available to purchase in September after the game's release, albeit at a lower price. It'll also be shipped in autumn, and that'll be free. Well, that's better than nothing, but that won't be the main issue, I'm sure. Good luck to you fellas who want to get it, because I won't. Next up is Square, and we'll begin with the merchandise as there's quite a bit to cover. The tactical RPG Deerfield Chronicle takes the stage first. There'll be more info on this game in the upcoming releases section, but for now we will stick to the collector's edition that has gone up for pre-order. For around 170 quid, yeah, it's pretty expensive. You get a collector's box, a pin set, and a board game complete with cards. Not sure how the rules work for it, but maybe that will be revealed to us nearer the game's release. And since we are talking about collector's editions, Valkyrie Elysium, which will also have more news in the upcoming releases section, revealed its own collector's edition, but it appears to only be in Japan, which sucks because it looks pretty good. The West do get a digital deluxe edition that will come with some pre-order goodies including Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, but only for PlayStation. PC misses out. The game itself though will also sell separately upon Elysium's release. There are also some tidbits relating to this game. There's a 192-page tertiary book, once again only in Japan, and for purchases from North America, if you pre-order from Best Buy, you get a steel case with the Japanese art as a bonus. Octopath Traveler has a 27-track vinyl set due to release in September 2022 called Record a Journey, and it will also have a message from the game's composer inside. It comes to $50. Kingdom Hearts now, as there were a few more releases for the 25th anniversary. A Roxas hoodie went up for pre-order and the Square Enix Japan store with shipments beginning in October. There are also fragrance mists based on the trio from 358.2 Days, also due to release in October. Apparently they change scent depending on how much time they've been applied. On to Final Fantasy, the picture book Chocobo and the Airship is due a physical English release in March 2023. It's around 40 pages and can be pre-ordered now for $18. Also, more figures now, but there is now a static arts figure of cross-dressed Cloud in addition to Tifa and Aerith who were announced before. It's expensive too, $195. Finally on the merchandise front is Nier. We start with some books that will be releasing in English for April of 2023. First is Project Gestalt Recollections Volume 1, with Volume 2 also releasing in 2023 sometime later, which is a recount of the Nier Replicant story. Grimoire Nier will also see a release, which is a game guide featuring interviews, bonus stories and exclusive content. Next up is a 1/4 scale of the alternate coloured form of 2B in 2P, who made her appearance in Soul Calibur 6 and the Final Fantasy XIV crossover event. It's a Masterline series figure too, which means it's got a pretty price to it, about $900 converted even with the weak yen. And we're not done with the expensive merchandise, as the last thing we'll cover is something I didn't expect at all. In collaboration with Elsa Galuda, Square will be releasing Nier Automata and Nier Replicant gaming PCs, split into entry, middle and high-end variants. With pre-orders up till the 8th of August, they will ship in early September. Dude, if they sold the cases separately, I'd be all in. But out of curiosity, I did have a little gander to see how to order them and what the high-end PC in particular had in terms of specs. So the process goes, you choose the character you want, split between 2B, 9S, Emil and Nier. You choose a pre-built rig, and dependent on that, you will also get a custom background and mousepad in line with your choice. The prices range from $1,600 to $2,800. As for specs, the highest end version appears to have an RTX 3070, a Ryzen 7 5800X processor, which is equivalent to an Intel 10th or 11th Gen i7 chipset, 32 gigs of RAM, and based on what I could read, it was all in Japanese, 4 1TB SSD hard drives. So yeah, it's not too bad from what I could deduce, though $2,800, not sure if it's worth that. I think the case alone adds a fair premium to that final price. To the games now, and there's been a fair amount of information regarding Part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. In interviews we've been hearing statements such as Zack being a more prominent figure in the game, and that no locations from the original game will be cut in Rebirth, though their structure and visiting order will change. We also got an explanation as to why Rebirth will only be coming to PS5, at least initially, and as you would expect, it's due to the technical limitations of the PS4. Because of the larger environments in particular, the developers require a system that can stream data ever faster to load in the assets, which would be a bottleneck for the PS4. As such, the PS5 with its dedicated SSD and decompression hardware at least allows them to tackle the issue. The upcoming remaster of Crisis Core also got some new information where developers stated the game will have more fluid camera and character movements, UI improvements from the first game, new musical arrangements by Takaharu Ishimoto, the original composer, and voiceovers for scenes that were originally just text-based. It's shaping up quite nicely. Square also confirmed that the Final Fantasy X series has sold 20.8 million units worldwide as of September of last year. Wouldn't surprise me if this is a bit higher now. And finally for Square, as part of Final Fantasy VII's 25th anniversary, they are going to be making NFTs, but that's all I'm going to talk about this, I'm sick of talking about them. Anyway, to Monochrome Mobius now, and the prequel released a gameplay trailer showing what we can expect when it releases, including what appears to be a pseudo-open world and a turn-based combat system. Similarly, the upcoming Made in Abyss game showed off a new trailer detailing the story modes and the gameplay systems on offer. Fairy Fence's latest foray into the SRPG landscape in Refrain Chord now has its opening movies, which are pleasing on the eye if nothing else, and the music ain't too bad either. I personally hope that this does come west in the future, even though I wasn't big on the original from way back when, I think I could get behind this. MegaMan is up next, didn't think you'd see that in a JRPG news video, but it concerns the upcoming Battle Legacy collection, which is a collection of 10 real-time tactical games originally from the Game Boy Advance, coming to PS4, Switch and PC as announced recently. Developers have stated it's now 50% complete as of a recent article from Famitsu. Since we're touching on development, it seems right to move on now to Yakuza, as MMA fighter Mikuru Asakura visited Ryugaku Toku Studios to have a 3D model shoot done. It was obviously all scripted beforehand, it's not like he walked in willy-nilly and suddenly became a part of the game, but in here we did get a brief glimpse of the yet unofficially named Yakuza 8. Not much to bite on, but cool nonetheless. A little on Digimon Survive now, which has since released. The team have pleaded players to avoid posting spoilers past Chapter 5 for the first 2 months of the game's release. I think that goes without saying, they want everyone in the game to enjoy it to the best of their ability, so I'll share that statement here. Monster Hunter Rise has done well in sales, eclipsing 10 million units worldwide, while the expansion Sunbreak has sold around 3 million units since its release. Atlus now, and following on from their brilliant showing last month, they did have to bring it down to earth in characteristic style. I think we knew it was happening, but it was confirmed that there will be no PS4 to PS5 upgrade for Persona 5 Royal. Instead, you will have to buy it again, the Atlus Premium on full display. But to cheer you up, potentially, if you want some fragrance candles based on Anne or Joker, then they're in development for $20 each from Wiccan Skull. You can order these from the site, which I've linked below. We move now to an interesting development that came near the end of the month, and it is that Cygames have acquired the IP for Metal Max from Kadokawa, while the original creator will continue to work as director with Cygames. Metal Max has over 30 years of history, and of course the Wild West sequel was abandoned by Kadokawa very recently, and maybe this is a reason why. While at the moment there's little on the horizon, it will be intriguing to see how the series progresses under new stewardship. And before we move to the upcoming releases, we touch on Fuga Melodies of Steel, Steel, which now has a demo up till Chapter 3, with a transfer available if you purchase the full game. And there's a reason they've done this, for they probably want to get more attention on the recently announced Fuga Melodies of Steel 2, releasing in 2023, though the platforms have not been confirmed as of yet. CyberConnect 2 have stated that this was a passion project before, and even though the first game had poor commercial performance, its quality was there for all to see, so hopefully this one can do a bit better. Next up are delays and speculations, and there are 2 delays this month. Forspoken will not be coming out till the 24th of January 2023, not surprising considering how much Square has in the pipeline. The other one is Monochrome Mobius, which has been delayed till the 20th of October from its original release date of 8th of September, citing further quality improvements as the cause. As for speculation, it comes from an update on developer Camelot's website where they placed a high quality render of Isaac from Golden Sun, a series that has been largely dormant since the DS days. Now, some people are suggesting that maybe this could be a hint that the series will be revisited soon, but I'm more pessimistic in general when it comes to stuff like this. Considering how important the series was and still is in Camelot's history, they're probably just celebrating and commemorating some of their finest works. But if it does materialise into anything, you can come back here and tell me I was wrong. Jumping to the fan projects now, the PS1 version of Shin Megami Tensei 1 recently had an English patch released, meaning that this is the 3rd time the game has been translated over multiple platforms. This version is also the only one with fully rendered 3D dungeons along with better sound quality. The second fan translation is also from the Mega 10 universe, and it's for the second of the Persona 2 duology, in Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Though the PS1 version was localized before, the PSP port was not, and this sported modernized gameplay and a new scenario that tied in with the first game, Innocent Sin. Finally, this one isn't a fan translation, but instead an attempt to give the HD treatment to the much overlooked Tales of the Abyss. Life Bottle Productions are currently working on this with a call for more willing testers and artists to help out. A couple of comparison screenshots were given in light of this. Now I'll touch on some visual novels that caught my eye. Initially, Anonymous Code is coming west in 2023 for PS4, Switch and PC. It comes from the creator of Steins Gate and will also be part of the wider Interconnected Science Adventure series. In reference to the series, Chaos Head Noah considered the first game in the series will also be coming west for PC and Switch, representing the first time that it will be released in English. Lastly, Dream Drop have announced the social thriller title Inescapable for PS4, 5, Xbox Series 1, PC and Switch. No doubt you could see the similarities with Danganronpa here, even down to the premise, though it remains to be seen if it will measure up in terms of quality. Indie titles are up next, and first of all, the recently delayed Sea of Stars is coming to PS4 and PS5 now in addition to its currently announced platforms. It's due for release in 2023. A tactical game clearly inspired by Pokemon in Koromon will be coming to Switch on July the 21st. It's already on PC as things stand, and as of the release of this video, it's already on Switch now as well. Another indie title inspired by the likes of Tactics Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics now in Venaris Tactics, which releases for PC on the 4th of August. It's a solo project and sports all the elements you would expect to see in a tactical title like this. An indie magical girl JRPG which has been in development for a while now, In This Way Madness Lies, finally got its key visual art revealed by the studio. These are the same guys who made Cosmic Star Heroine, so they have credit in the bank, that's for sure. At the moment, the only clue we have on its release is soon. If you're curious about gameplay, based on previous screenshots, it appears to be turn-based. Next up is a combination of coffee shop manager and real-time reverse tower defense tactical card battles. What? It's called Affogato by Bethune Studio and is planned to release in 2023 for PC. A demo will be available on Steam at the end of July. Apparently you run a coffee shop, characters tell their stories and then you dive into their minds to uncover their secrets and form relationships. So privacy isn't really a thing here, this is what I'm getting. Either way, it looks interesting and I'll give it a mention. Moving on, we have a 2D RPG called Dreamed Away, announced for PC, Xbox One, Series and Switch for Q4 of 2023. It's a solo title debut and will explore some fairly deep themes as the character searches for his sister. According to RP Gamer, it's got turn-based combat with real-time elements. Finally, on the indie side is a French turn-based RPG which is now coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch and PC, with other languages in 2023. It's called Noob the Factionless and retail versions are also on the way along with a collector's edition. It takes place in a fictional MMORPG, but side quests will also be available IRL. It's apparently inspired by RPGs from the 90s and early 2000s. Now to the other releases, and we start with the Sega Genesis Mini 2, which is due to release on October 27th. It naturally came with a list of games that will be included, and the West appear to be getting Shining in the Darkness and Shining Force CD, two games from the Shining series, a dungeon crawler and strategy game respectively. However, Japan are also getting a Genesis Mini, but they seem to be getting some different games, most notably for JRPG fans, Lunar the Silver Star and Lunar Eternal Blue. These two mainline games don't appear to be coming West, which could be unfortunate. I dare say that might be a deal breaker for some. Might be worth keeping an eye on though, they might add more as it gets closer to release. The mobile title Heaven Burns Red, which we covered about 6 months back, is now coming to PC, with no release date announced. Since this is only in Japan at present though, I doubt it's anything for the West to latch onto, at least for the time being. A turn-based mystery RPG called Mato Anomalies has been announced for Xbox Series 1, PS4, PS5, Switch and PC for Q1 of 2023, releasing worldwide with both Japanese and English voiceovers. It'll apparently have a playtime of around 40 hours, and it's based in a neo-futuristic version of old Shanghai called Mato, where two protagonists investigate anomalies around the city and take on demons. The second game in the dungeon RPG series Gears of Dragoon in Fragments of a New Era was recently given confirmation of an English release from Anime Expo. It's a PC game and apparently is already translated, but we don't have a release date as of yet. It's also worth mentioning that this is an Aero game on top of its dungeon crawler fundamentals, so yeah, spicy warning for this one. Next up is a potential leak for Saga Frontier 2. PlayAsia listed both a PS4 and Switch version on July the 11th, suggesting that a remaster could be on the way. Obviously though, just speculation at present, but it has an expected release date of the 25th of August. The PS5 version of Issei Lacrimosa of Dana now has its release date set for the 15th of November in North America and the 18th in EU. I don't really need to say how much I love this game, I'm sure frequent viewers know this, but definitely play it if you haven't. Phantasy Star Online 2 and New Genesis are coming west at the end of August for PS4. PSO2 came west in 2020 for PC, while New Genesis, which sort of acts as a separate universe to the original, released in 2021 for the same platform. It is an MMO at the end of the day, so it might not be for everyone, but it is worth mentioning. Next are the two big releases from Square. Dio Field Chronicle will be releasing on the 22nd of September for Xbox Series, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Switch and PC, with a 1-hour demo launching on August the 10th, while Valkyrie Elysium will launch on September the 29th for PS4 and PS5, with the PC version coming a bit later on November the 11th. And finally, talking about November the 11th, but there was a listing on the PlayStation Store spotted on the 25th of July, and it was for Tactics Ogre Reborn, which we touched on last month. Apparently it will be releasing for PS4 and PS5, maybe other platforms are due too, and is a remastered version of the 2010 PSP release. There will be improved graphics, sound quality and quality of life changes too, like streamlining controls, autosave and a quicker pace to the battles. It is worth noting though that at present, Square have not officially announced the game. And there it is guys, your July 2022 news roundup is complete. I hope it was up to standard, I'm still recovering from my laryngitis earlier this week.